rhubarb.
These are pretty awesome to use as an onion. Like you use them as a green onion, but they're super stiff. They're Egyptian onions. Like juicy nettles.
Yeah, I'll just make those into a pesto.
That'd be the best. Man.
Smear it on some nice grilled sourdough.
As I went home on a Friday night, as welcome could be, I saw a head inside the bed where my old head should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that head with you in the bed where my old head should be?
I'm privileged today because I was asked to do a seafood video celebrating Newfoundland sustainable seafood for World Oceans Day, happening across the world, and this is my little tribute to sustainable seafood in Newfoundland. We've got hake, ocean perch, squid, snow crab, diver scallops, and mussels. I'm going to put it all together in a beautiful Cioppino stew with white wine, tomatoes, all sorts of spices, vegetables. I'm going to top it off with a grilled sourdough bread, and I'm going to, of course, make that stinger nettle pesto from Sean Dawson's farm in Pooch Cove. Smear it all over the bread. It's going to be beautiful. All right, guys, so first things first, we got to get our pesto going for our grilled sourdough. So we got our stinger nettles, we got a pot of salt to boiling water on. Just going to drop these in, give them a little blanch. I got a nice handful of Italian flat leaf parsley as well. Gonna get that right in the water. So I'm literally just gonna blanch this for a second. Just gonna take these out, shock them right in my ice water. That will help keep the green color. So what we got now, guys, is we got blanched stinger nettles, blanched flat leaf parsley. Just gonna grab it all, squeeze off any excess moisture. Give it a little rough chop on my board here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in a mortar and pestle and give it a real good grinding down. Turn it into a pesto. So of course with pesto, we want a clove of garlic. Just gonna take away the peel there. All right, so let's get this bad boy right up here. So in the mortar and pestle, we got our garlic. We got our stinger nettles, our flat leaf parsley. We're gonna want salt and pepper, fresh cracked pepper. Beautiful. Some Newfoundland sea salt, just to season it up. We're gonna drizzle in a little bit of olive oil. So just go ahead and grate a nice bit of pecorino in there. Ooh, get in there. All right, there we go, guys. Stinger nettle pesto. Garlicky, little salt, a little olive oil, ready to smear on our sourdough bread to go with our Cioppino. Now, let's get the Cioppino going. We're gonna start building the foundation of our soup. So we're gonna dice our white onion. Always starting with the aromatics. My little makeshift kitchen. Doesn't have to be too perfect, you know? All right, so I got a smoking hot pot. I'm gonna start it off, extra virgin olive oil right in there. Get that onion in. Sizzle. Then, lots of garlic. So I got a nice big head of garlic. I'll take about 4 cloves. And we're just gonna give the garlic a little rough chop. That can go right in the pot. All right. Onions, garlic, fresh bay leaf, gonna add 2. Of course, a little red chili, finely sliced. Always nice to get a little bit of spice in there. Seeds and all. seeds are gonna be what give you the heat. I like a little spice, so I'm gonna go for it today. Right in the pot. At this point, you always want to season your flavor base with a little bit of sea salt, a little cracked pepper. The pot's getting a little hot, so I'm gonna go ahead with some white wine, just deglaze the pan and cool down the pan a little bit. Don't be shy. All right, now I'm gonna go with a little bit of dry chili. Different worlds of chili. We got the fresh chili is gonna give us some more fragrance. The dry chili is gonna give us a little bit more of a deeper flavor. Dried oregano, classic in a Cioppino. And I like to put a little bit of fennel seed. All right, already some good things happening in the pot, guys. So you can use green peppers. I found these Hungarian peppers. Just gonna slice them up. I think I'm just gonna do them in, keep it natural, just do some rounds. So there. Right into our pot. And just gonna start sweating those down. All right, so our flavor base is going. It's time to add some liquids. We got clam juice. Just gonna add a little extra depth of flavor. So I'm gonna pour about 3/4 of a bottle of the clam juice. I'll throw it all in. Just some chicken stock. About half of that. Now guys, this is just a little tomato sauce I made at home. It's onions, garlic, tomatoes. I think there's a little bit of oregano in there. Simmer it down, and then I just buzzed it up with my food processor. So any tomato sauce will do fine here. So just go ahead and dump all that in. It's about a liter jar. Our Cioppino base is simmering away. Now it's time we're gonna add our seafood. So let's start with the bigger pieces. This is hake. It's very similar to cod, and I really like it for this because it's not overfished. Just gonna chunk it up. So basically, now that our stew is simmering and the vegetables are getting a little bit more tender, the fish just gonna go in now, poach for just a few minutes. When the fish is done, the stew is done. So, one at a time, let's just go for it. We got our hake. Just gonna drop it right in our pot. Let it gently simmer away with all the flavor base. Next up, we have our ocean perch, beautiful fish. I got the skin on, I'm gonna leave it on. There's a little pin bone running down the side here. You gotta watch out for those, just run your finger. I can feel a few, so I'm just gonna slice those away. A little treat for the seagulls. And just do a couple of nice chunks of the ocean perch. Just gently poaching away. All right, let's go with our squid. Just gonna do the classic calamari rings. And then we got our scallops. These are nice, probably about 10-20 count scallops, so they're a little big. I'm just gonna cut them in half, just so they cook around the same time as everything else. Beautiful. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good. Literally my favorite thing in the world. Fresh seafood cooked in a nice spicy tomato broth with white wine. Gonna go right in with our mussels now. Debearded mussels, locally cultivated, right on in. And I'm gonna put a little lid on that. Let those mussels open up. And we'll be right back. All right, guys, one last push to finish this off. We got our snow crab. It's already been blanched at sea, so I just trimmed the tips off a little segment there, and you just sort of give it the old Vienna sausage technique. You can get those nice pieces of snow crab out. Beautiful. Just gonna gently warm those up. And of course I took my claws, I just cracked around the edges just to expose the meat there, just to warm those through. I'll put my lid back on for another sec. Guys, we're almost done. I got a few little things just to put the stew over the top, a little greenery at the end just to brighten it up. These are Egyptian onions. I got a little sorrel picked from the garden yesterday and a little bit more of that flat leaf parsley. So I'm just gonna give my parsley and my sorrel a little chop. Sorrel is gonna give it a little bit of a citrus note, which is gonna kind of like finishing seafood with a little bit of fresh lemon at the end. So I really like that. I'm big on just roughly chopping too. Okay. Then our Egyptian onions, just gonna treat them like green onions. That's what they are. Tips and all. I hear some bubbling going on. I think our stew is almost done. These are opening. Everything's looking beautiful. We go ahead and put my finishing touches in. One last blast of fresh greenery. Oh yeah. And a little knob of butter just to richen our sauce. Now's the time you just want to have a little taste. Check your broth, make sure it's seasoned. Just a touch more salt. Touch more cracked pepper. One last drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. So I toasted up the sourdough bread, smeared it with some of that beautiful Stingernilla pesto. I got the beautiful seafood Cioppino. Sun's coming down behind me. I got a glass of wine. My battery life's almost dead. So cheers, guys. Make this dish. So good. All right, bye. I got wine to drink. See ya.